It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is the place that we can be honest, because guess what? We're family. And if we are being honest, from serums to skin myths, skincare can actually be really confusing. And that's why Posay is setting the record straight with That Skin Show Derm Edition, hosted by the incredible Dr. Dave Forsyth-Thompson. This new podcast helps us cut through the noise and get the facts straight head on. And today we're thrilled to have her to tell us a little bit more. So let's give her a feel-good welcome. Yes, please.
That's a good welcome for early in the morning.
You know, you need to just wake up a little bit, but your skin is already looking fantastic.
Thank
so we're
you.
halfway there. I've got to ask you, Doc, what really inspired this whole show? The idea for That Skin Show Derm Edition. What went into it?
I think as a former Miss South Africa who has quite a big social media presence, I understand that world of beauty influencers and skin influencers, and then having that medical background and kind of seeing all the noise online, not just the marketing noise from other companies, but also, you know, misinformation from someone who's really trying their best but doesn't necessarily have that medical background. So I wanted to create something where we could sit down with 10 dermatologists and have really easy to understand science-backed conversations.
That's beautiful. And I love the fact that you've broken it down in layman terms, because it is overwhelming. You step into a store, you're like, where do I begin? What do I do? We get fed this information so constantly. So how do you think that this podcast in particular changes the conversation around skin concerns and also the conditions that we face today?
So I think we really focused on the main conditions that we as doctors and dermatologists see in our office. I think that's where it started. So we really wanted to focus on the things that matter to the South African population. I think that's really important. And then we broke it down into really easy to follow steps. Nobody gatekept.
I love
if
that.
you watch this podcast or you listen to it on Spotify, you will know what to do at the end of the 10 episodes, which is really great because, you know, sharing information so liberally is really empowering for the patsumer.
I love that. And patsumer is something we've got to delve into, because what does that even mean? Now, if you didn't know, Posay refers to their audience, their people, as patsumers, kind of blending together the patient-consumer. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, exactly. So the nice thing about Posay is they're very science-focused, right? So it's not just about someone who's consuming their product. They see each consumer as a patient, and they look at it from a medical perspective. And they collect tons of data. They publish studies all the time. So when you're using their product, it is a form of a medical treatment.
Oh, that's beautiful to know, especially how accessible it is as well. The fact that we can go to store online and just purchase it for ourselves. Now, you feature a diverse range of dermatologists in the podcast. I know there are 3 episodes out of the 10 so far. Why was it so important for you to include these expert voices?
So within our dermatology world in South Africa, we have about 250 dermatologists, but each dermatologist has something that they have a special interest in that they've maybe published in before. For example, we had Dr. Taryn Jacobs, who recently published beautiful South African focused SPF guidelines. You know, she went through all the work to do that, and how amazing that we can have her on to talk about what her special interest is. We have male dermatologists to focus on our male population, because I think sometimes they fall a little bit short when it comes to skincare.
Sunblock for who? For what?
And then, yeah, we've got a wide range. I mean, South Africa has a population with extremely diverse skin types. It makes us so unique, and it's so interesting and so incredible. So we wanted to make sure that we really include everybody.
Thank you for that conversation and for making sure that, number one, you don't gatekeep, and also that it is inclusive for all of us. So when I'm watching this, podcast that I've got to get into to make sure my skin is good, what do you hope that I or any person that watches takes away from it?
I think probably what everybody was focusing on, and that something that I really want to communicate, that there's power in simplicity. Overconsumption, especially when it comes to skincare, is quite popular on social media. So understanding ingredients, knowing which are the correct ingredients for your skin, and understanding that actually sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to a high quality product. You don't need a 10-step
routine.
I've never in my life had a 10-step skincare routine. I have an 11-month-old little baby. I run a practice like 3 steps, you know,
in and out.
Exactly. So I really want people to understand that, to really understand what's going to give you bang for your buck,
Right.
and to keep it really simple.
I love that. Quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we are busting all the myths out here today. And thank you so much, Doc, for coming on through, looking the part as well. So, yes, we believe anything that she has to say as well. And like I mentioned earlier, episodes 1 to 3 of That Skin Show Derm Edition are out now, covering everything from acne management to, of course, SPF protection to treating dark spots, which many of us deal with. So if you're looking for reliable but expert-led skin advice, please tune in weekly on Spotify and then also on YouTube if you like the visuals, and join the conversation, because when it comes to your skin, knowledge really is power. And that's what we give you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So stick around, because more knowledge is coming your way. We're going to move from skincare all the way through to dark care, and we've got more for that on the other side of this.